you for joining us for another episode of Beyond the Clouds. I am, as always, joined with my favorite co-host, Declan. Today, we are kind of going ham on it, and we have two guests. We have Daney here, who, amongst other things, is the executive director of the Arizona Smoke-Free Business Alliance. We are also joined by Steve, who, again, among other things, is the treasurer of the Arizona Smoke-Free Business Alliance.
Among too many other things.
Among too many.
Too
Yeah,
many
no.
other things.
Like y'all know, everybody wears 1,000 hats, but I just figured that's the cool one. So these guys also own several juice lines, including the award-winning Big Light Bottle, which I hear is delicious.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Fantastically tasty.
And like for some reason, I still want you to buy it, even though I don't make any money when you do.
Right.
I do that.
It's just an ego thing, Dave.
Yeah, no,
You're just stroking.
Good juice is good juice. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So either way, we are here today to talk about some really cool news out of, Commissioner Gottlieb's mouth, Commissioner of the FDA. He talked a little bit today about the, before we get into that, let me say this. I really like the fact that he is not using broad strokes on the industry.
Yeah, we're starting to get very specific and really drill down to, here's the problem. It's not an industry problem. Where is the problem?
Yeah, like, a couple weeks ago it's not, kids aren't just vaping, they're vaping with closed systems.
Right.
And now it's, kids aren't buying vapes just in general, they're buying them from convenience stores. Mm-hmm. And
all ages facilities.
All ages facilities.
All ages facilities.
Yeah.
We can't single out the C-store guys.
That's true.
Quite yet.
Yeah, pharmacies are in there. Who else is, where else is vape sold? Okay, convenience stores and pharmacies.
Right.
So we're not singling them out, we're doubling them out. But yeah, and that makes sense because, they, a couple weeks ago they sent out like 1,100 odd.
1,300?
1,300, okay.
And like I could count on one hand the ones that went to vape shops.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I do think it's really cool that the FDA commissioner is taking the time to say these are the people that are doing wrong things, and we're not going to let their actions kind of negatively impact the people that aren't doing those things.
Right.
So Steve, we had some new information like that released today. You want to take it away?
So Gottlieb released a statement today. Obviously, the FDA is exploring a lot of different avenues to curb youth access. They put a bunch of warning letters out. They sent an ultimatum letter to, Juul, Views, Mark 10, Blue, and that one that I can't ever remember because nobody buys it, but they consider it top 5. Logic.
Okay.
There we go. Anybody out there vapes a Logic, leave a comment and let us know that you exist. Because
Steve, I don't know if you knew this, but nobody watches this podcast.
I know. But I have to try, man.
Yeah.
Comments boost your YouTube ranking, so then more people watch it. And so if somebody actually comments on this, we might get more than 3
maybe
viewers.
It's just the Logic people that watch,
Yeah, right. Maybe we just ostracize our entire viewer base by saying that.
That's fine.
Thanks, Steve.
We don't really care.
No, we really don't.
Nobody
okay,
wants
anyway,
to watch
sorry, go ahead.
So today, he did an interview with CNBC? CNBC,
yep.
Yeah. And in there, he spoke about potentially restricting the sale of flavored vape products. And I love when he addresses this because any address we've seen of flavored vape products so far has been in the context of a flavor ban. And those suck because we like flavors and our customers like flavors and people don't like smoking and they like vaping flavors. So we want to continue that trend.
I like flavors.
But in the context of flavors, he said perhaps flavored vape products could only be able to be sold in adult-only facilities like liquor stores where, hey, if you're not 21, you don't belong in here. Head shops, smoke shops where, hey, if you're not 18, you don't belong in here. And vape shops where, hey, if you're not 18, you don't belong in here. Mm-hmm. And I like that policy.
Yeah.
I think
like
that could be
too.
super cool. It would, we know that one of the weak points of youth access is the C-store, everybody's welcome, and the ID checking is at point of sale versus, hey, if you're not 18, you don't have a reason to be in here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I think one of the big differences in the willingness and ability to enforce, the checking IDs and making sure people are old enough is if you work in a vape shop, everybody who comes in is buying an age-restricted product.
Correct.
If you work in a gas station, somebody could walk in and buy a bag of chips or a soda or a lot of things that they carry there, those nasty-ass hot dogs.
Yep.
Yep. And you don't have to be a certain age to buy those. Just any age, that's fine. So at gas stations and pharmacies and stuff like that, sometimes the clerk has to ID somebody, and sometimes they don't. Now, I am fortunate to say that I have not worked in a retail capacity in over a decade. But I remember when I did that, the only way you can really stay sane doing it is kind of just turn off that conscious part of your brain and just like be a zombie for 8 hours, and then you just like come to afterwards with some money in your pocket, which is kind of cool. But
on the other side of that too, I think it should this all move to being strictly an age thing. For the advocacy side of it, it would be a lot easier to talk to people that are actually invested. They're coming into the store, they're providing ID, they're just there for vape.
Yeah.
We have a lot more avenues that way to get advocacy out to them and get them involved in their local advocacy specifically.
Yeah, and I agree with that, because people that work at gas stations and pharmacies, they like, if vape goes away, gas stations and pharmacies are not going to go away.
Correct.
But if vape goes away, vape shops will go away. So everybody that works in a vape shop or owns a vape shop or is any sort of stakeholder in the industry, they have a lot more of a self-interest. Like if these products go away, I lose my job.
Right.
Whereas the gas station employees do not have that same motivation.
Right.
So either way, regardless of motivations and stuff like that, the evidence shows that the majority of youth are obtaining their products not from vape stores. So I personally commend the FDA on seeing the difference between those two and saying that if flavors do attract kids and kids buy stuff from gas stations, then gas stations shouldn't sell flavored stuff.
Right.
Right.
But more importantly,
let's not make it the flavor's fault. Let's look at the combination of circumstances that's leading to this.
Yeah. So, and of course, more importantly on that is the opposite, that if adults go to vape stores and adults like flavors, then adults should be able to buy flavors in vape stores. So I think that's great.
No different than the sex industry. Like, you have very specific, like Fascinations, for example. You got to be 18 to go into Fascinations. Got to be 18 to purchase. They don't allow you to come in there with your 12-year-old kid.
Yeah, and it's just like we talked about on this very podcast. What was it, 2 weeks ago? Something.
This isn't the first episode?
No, just because nobody's ever watched it doesn't mean there's not other episodes.
Oh, well, shit.
No, but so we talked about this on a previous episode, that it's probably a good idea if you just ID everybody every time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if this thing goes through, then because right now vape stores are kind of in a gray area where legally, if like, I'll use your example, if a mom wants to walk in here with her 12-year-old, that's currently legal. But if we want to be considered adult establishments, that will no longer be the case.
Well, and I think the concept of an unaccompanied minor comes in there. I know a lot of shops out there are using that verbiage right now. I mean, we live in Arizona, right? We do not want to encourage people to leave their 3-year-old in a car in July.
No,
like, that's bad juju.
No.
But, like, there's a difference between a mom coming in with her 3-year-old in tow to buy her coils and scoot, than a 14 or 15-year-old coming in and sitting on the couch and playing Xbox while everybody vapes them around them. Yeah. Regardless of whether you're selling them anything or not, that unaccompanied minor has no purpose in being in your store.
Totally.
Right.
Totally. So yeah, like, at the end of the day, like, I do think this is a idea that's going to curb youth access, which, again, for anybody who's ever watched the show before, both of you.
Hi, Mom.
Right here in this
room. Wait. But one of your regular viewers is here, so that means you only have one today?
Yeah,
only
only
one
one
today.
today. Yeah, no, like we said, Declan's mom.
Right.
Dude, I love that, like, Declan, you're like the best co-host ever, because you don't just talk for the sake of talking, but every time you say something, it's gold.
Right.
Yeah, I love it.
And I love to nod as well. It's my thing.
You're really good at it.
Yeah, right.
Did I tell you, this is totally tangent here, but did I tell you, like, we were considering, we've had trouble getting together every week to film these, because, like, we kind of live on opposite ends of town. We're both busy people. So we were talking about what do we do on weeks that's not a thing, that we both can't be in the same room at the same time for an hour. And kind of what we decided was we could just film separate segments apart from each other and then just kind of mash them together.
Aww, but you miss each other.
Yeah,
would we though?
Have you ever missed Dave?
That's a loaded question.
No, so I have this. So for those of y'all that didn't see it, last week we had an event at Vape It Up AZ, and there was a costume party. So I made myself a mask that looked like Rob, and I wore it. And it was great. It was great.
You literally just printed a picture of Rob out on a sheet of paper and glued it on a stick.
That's exactly what I did.
It was
but it was the best
original,
costume ever.
Okay.
It's the thought that counts.
Good start.
But so I have this like mannequin torso that I got for like put a big baby t-shirt on and bring it to an event. So I'm just gonna print out a Declan head, and I'm gonna put it on the mannequin torso. and it's gonna have a little string on the back just to make it nod.
I mean,
And nobody's ever-
realistically, like you could just hook up a little motor so that you don't even have to touch the string. You can just sit there and turn it on.
Yeah,
And
it just
it'll
sits there. Just
It reminds me of Home Alone when he's in the window.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah, but we'll just have to dub in like one sentence of you saying something, and then nobody will ever even realize that you like.
Right.
No, what you do is you get Declan on the phone and you just set the phone there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, you know I'm gonna have to get like one of the goofy faces.
Yeah, right?
Type faces.
Or just hook up my huge iPad to the mannequin
Yeah.
and then just FaceTime me in.
Dude,
Perfect.
Technology.
Oh my goodness.
excellent.
It's like the little Facebook robot.
Yeah.
Have you seen that thing?
Yeah.
Like it's
Creepy.
got like little tracks and shit on it, and then it's not an iPad because Apple owns iPad, but it's like a Facebook iPad.
Yeah.
I think you're thinking of an episode of Brickleberry.
No, it was on Brickleberry, but then like a year after the Brickleberry episode, Facebook actually fucking did it.
Dude, that's
Like-
awesome. That's awesome.
Like they had Mark Zuckerberg like driving around the Facebook offices, but not really.
Yeah.
He was still in his little ivory tower.
Oh, is that when they had like the track tires, like the tank?
Yeah. It looks like a little like your little RC tanks,
Mhm.
but it's got a fucking Facebook pad strapped to it. What do they call that thing? They actually sell it now, and it's like an
I
iPad,
saw that, yeah.
but all it runs is fucking Facebook. It's like, why would I spend money on an iPad if all it does is Facebook?
Yeah, they're trying to get in that Alexa market now with all
Yeah.
the grandparents where it comes pre-set up and they just open the box and automatically works.
Let's Google
like-
Facebook iPad and see if Google agrees with me.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We've wandered pretty far.
No, for
Yeah.
dude. See, if you'd ever watched a podcast before, you would know that this is pretty standard. Dude, we should like we might want to consider having like a requirement to like be a guest on the show. You have to have watched at least one episode. Except for then we would never be able to have
They
any
call it
guests
the
anymore.
Cron, CHRON.
The Cron?
Yeah, and it's probably made at Foxconn just like the fucking iPad is,
and
but
then-
Facebook buys it instead of Apple.
Dude, please, like, I hope that like the next generation one is called the Cron 2000.
That'd be called like the Zuckpad or something.
Yeah,
like that.
right.
Zuckpad? That sounds so dirty.
Let me play with your Zuckpad real quick.
Okay.
I mean,
So-
Facebook takes your soul, so like,
Yeah.
you know, it's dysfunctional.
No, that's totally true. And speaking of things that take your soul, let's get back to the FDA here.
Right.
Nice segue, Dave.
Right?
Good job.
Oh.
That was pretty fucking creative, bro.
I would tip my hat, but I don't have one.
I'll tip
So,
for you. There
thank
we go.
sir.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
So yeah, so like I gotta say, like I think this is really cool, just in general, that the FDA is not just saying vape bad.
Dude, look, if you look where we were at before Gottlieb,
Mhm.
under the prior administration, in the bad FDA days,
Yeah.
right? We have made as an industry so much fucking progress, and not saying that we're there. There's a ton of roadblocks left to go, but the more that we function as an industry and try to correct these issues and work with the FDA on this, the better off we're all going to be. I had a conversation last night with an advocate out of Indiana, which by the way, for those of us that are in Arizona, thank Jeebus we're not in Indiana, because fuck doing business in that state.
Right.
No kidding.
It's expensive, it's onerous, and it's horrible. They fixed a really stupid law, but it's still a pain in the ass.
Now it's just kind of stupid.
Yeah. It's more they've gone from stupidity into mediocrity. But they're
Baby
lawmakers. You know, mediocre is a win for most of our elected officials.
Yeah.
So, I was talking to an advocate in Indiana, and the thing that she's struggling with in her group, she's the head of the Indiana Smoke-Free Alliance versus the Arizona Smoke-Free Alliance. But she's running into a lot of people that have this idealistic, look, the government can't do this. We have to find a way to stop the government from doing this. When here's the fucking reality. Like, we elected these people, or they were appointed by people who we elected. They're there, they're in power. You can sit all day and go, hey, this idiot shouldn't be in power, and that's cool. And I have no issue with working to take people out of power that shouldn't be in power. But while they're in power, you don't really have a lot of decision-making process there. There's not a lot that you can do. So it's all well and good to be idealistic, but if you approach it with a wholly idealistic, years back there was a regulatory or a advocacy organization that's no longer around, that their motto was no regulation is good regulation. And I feel like amongst a lot of our local community here, we've come around to the idea that, yeah, if there's no regulation, people are going to do really stupid shit, so we need some sort of regulation. We just need to make sure it's regulation that allows us to continue to function and continue to provide harm reduction to people and continue to, make the millions and millions of dollars that we all don't actually make.
Well, and to that note, there's so much more at stake here besides those of us that have, you know, like shops in the local market and juice lines in the local market and other things that everyone does with the vape industry. It's about getting people to quit smoking. It's about saving those lives. And conversely, if
One
you
blowing clouds. You can't forget about blowing
sorry,
that guy.
bro, my bad. Conversely, though, like
Change
if
my name to
you
Clouds. I'll be the luckiest guy ever.
if you didn't vote in the last election and you haven't paid attention to any of the local politics, do a little bit of research and at least be a single solution voter, however you want to play it. And
Single
like,
issue voter.
thank you, single issue voter.
Words.
And pay attention to those that are actually on our side and who are interested in hearing what we have to say.
So because both of our listeners are in Arizona, do you have the list of like who are our friends that they should vote for? I hear we have an election coming up, and I hear that because I get 30 fucking emails every day from both parties.
Aren't you glad to be on both of those
Have you
lists?
gotten the phone calls yet?
Yes.
Ugh,
Yeah.
so
No,
many.
You know the best way to get them to remove you from the list? If you say, please remove me from the list, they won't. If you cuss at them, they won't. So here's what you do. You remember, what movie was that? Dumb and Dumber.
Oh dear.
The most annoying sound in the world.
Yeah.
If you make the most annoying sound in the world until they hang up on you, they will not call you again.
Wow.
Good life pro
I
tip
feel like
there,
this
Dave.
was well tested.
Life hacks with
They
Dave
haven't called me
Morris.
since. Yeah.
Reddit, here we come.
So for those of you who haven't done it, I'm not going to do it right now.
Thank you.
But imagine a mix between a goat
just go on
bleeding
YouTube.
and
You're on
a-
YouTube watching this already. When this is done, don't click off of this. But when this is done, in that little search box up there, just type in most annoying sound in the world, Jim Carrey, and it'll bring it up.
Yeah.
And you can listen to it, and then you have the power to stop it, which is why we're not going to let Dave do it. Because although I have the power to stop it, we don't want to put physical violence on our podcast.
Yet.
Yeah.
I like yet.
Yet.
Yet's my favorite word.
Yet.
But no, to speak to what Danae was saying, if I've always believed whether you're a consumer or a shop owner, and look, if you're a consumer, there's limited things to what you can do, right? You're not going to go out there and change the world by yourself. But if you band together with everybody else, there's power in numbers, and if you're not doing anything, you're just perpetuating the problem. You're either a part of the solution or you're a part of the problem. As a shop owner, look, and I have a little self-interest here, I'm not going to lie, but as a shop owner, if you're not involved in advocacy on some level, and like really involved, I'm gonna crap in Dave's fucking cereal here for a minute, but like if you've done the bare minimum to be able to like put a national advocacy group that shall not be named logo on your store, you're kind of helping, but not really.
You know, the way I see it is, it's like a sales funnel. I used to be in the telemarketing game, so you know, it's always
you
like
start them off with the cheap one,
yeah,
and then you upgrade.
yeah, we want some.
No, 100%.
Yeah, we have people that are calling people, selling them a $10 item, and then once you buy that $10 item, then you have the good salespeople calling them back, and they're pitching the people that bought the $10 item on the $500 item.
Right.
So yeah, I kind of see it like that. Like if you, and to be fair, like our local organization has that same problem. There's a lot of people that just like they buy the entry level membership, and then they don't show up to meetings, they don't correspond in any way.
Yeah, but as an advocate, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Like, we just need 100 more of them.
Yeah, it's. But I mean, to be fair,
literally,
it's the same with national level too.
Right.
But those people are all people that you can say, hey, now that you're a member, here's all this information.
Right.
Now that you know all this information, you know it makes sense why you should come down to the Capitol with us or upgrade your membership. Or
no,
like,
we need better conversion than that. But legitimately, to put it in perspective, we have within ASFA we have I think 31 members right now, 31.
I'll take your word for it.
Right. I don't know. I don't count well. That's why I'm the treasurer. Anyhow.
Dude.
Oh my.
But we have 30 or 31 members right now, and we've accomplished a lot. You know, we've had T21, we've had taxes, we've had indoor vaping bans, stuff like that haven't become an issue here in Arizona. And we've done it with the support of 30 shops. And the 30 shops is really recent. I think when we merged the groups, almost 2 years ago now?
2 years ago.
We have 8.
We had 8. And like those 8 shops funded everything. And we had no money, but we did shit with it. If we had, I love the shops that come in and they pledge the maximum level and they write us these really cool checks with 2 numbers before the comma, and it makes things great, right? It makes our jobs a lot easier as full-time advocates. But if every
Full-time is
business,
what, 30 hours a week or above? Yeah, we're
Yep.
full-time advocates then.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I need to adjust my hours.
Right. Right. You need to get some OT going there. Anyhow, but if every shop, my point is that we don't need shops to come in and throw thousands of dollars at us every month. We just need every goddamn shop and every business to come in and throw us something. ASFA's base level memberships start off at $75 a month. If you're running a real business, I mean, $75 a month is like, I mean, that's the cost of putting an extra till in every month.
if you're running a fake business,
yeah,
that's still fully affordable.
You know what I really liked that I've seen locally over the course of like the end of summer and going into fall.
What's that?
Arizona fall, is that the retail stores specifically the retail stores, they're starting to do actual like big deal fundraising, and that has spread like wildfire across the valley, and that has been so incredibly awesome to see.
Oh, speaking of which,
dun dun dun.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Hey, Frank, I know you don't actually watch the show, but
we've established this. Nobody watches the show.
Yeah, don't show this up to the camera because it's got bank information on it. But since this is the back of it, this is Frank's check being delivered to the treasurer.
Yay!
Dun, 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 dun.
Hookers and blow. Here we come. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Thank you.
Come on, man. You should know better. You gotta give the girl the money.
I know. I got to hold it for a minute. That's all that counts. Sometimes I just want to touch it a little bit.
Just a wee bit.
Yeah. Just for a second until she takes it away again. But
but
every now and again she lets me touch it.
shining moment.
Yeah, she lets me touch it.
So thank you to Frank. Thank you to everybody who participated in Frank's waffle.
Yes.
I don't like that word. I really
Why
don't.
is it called that?
So because
Facebook filters the word raffle.
No, they don't.
No.
No.
Oh.
There's a rule against raffles
on Facebook.
Yeah. So people say, oh, if we change one letter, then that makes it legal. That's
it really does.
That's like if no, of course it doesn't.
Okay.
But imagine you go and kill somebody, and then when you go to
no,
court
it wasn't
for
murder. It was dirter.
Yeah, it was dirter. Case dismissed. Dirter is not illegal.
Sounds like a disease.
Dude, I mean, dirter is what I feel
like
about people who
you
think
catch
that
in
waffles
Mexico.
make it legal.
I don't know.
Yeah, but either
But
way.
the industry's accepted it, and now you say waffle and people throw money at it, and it raises money, and it's fine.
And
Nice,
I like fundraisers. So
and somebody won a really cool
fundraisers.
Frankenbox setup.
Dude, they want a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of stuff in that.
Yeah.
There's some sort of cool Addy on it.
A Voltro
Yeah,
and a
Voltro.
build mat.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hats,
I make juice.
hats,
I don't understand hardware.
shirts.
Like,
Things
I
happened,
have a
and there
box,
was money.
and it has a thing on it, and I put juice in there, and then I push the button, and I get vapor.
I also have a box. It says "Fuck Declan" on it.
That is a pretty awesome box.
It is, and by the way, also a Franken box.
Yeah.
Thank you again,
I
Frank.
still say, like, you should have taken the first one and done, like, a Fuck Declan Inception.
Dude, so...
Like, had the picture holding the Fuck Declan sign, and on the box you're vaping, also have a picture of you holding the Fuck Declan sign.
That's already been discussed. The next,
dear.
the next like local custom modder that I get a box from is going to have that.
Yeah.
But it's going to be even more so because it's going to be a picture of the box that I'm getting that I'm going to like Photoshop in.
Yeah.
So people are going to be like, how did you take a picture of a mod
That's
that you
gonna be
already
so awesome.
own? And yeah, no, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. Coming soon. We might waffle one off with pancakes.
This is what
and
happens
syrup.
when people advocate too much. We get entertainment out of really weird shit, folks.
Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of a scary...
Too much
Side
time
of
with
an
politicians.
industry. Scary.
Their viewpoint gets a little weird.
Yeah.
For those two of you that are listening, maybe that are interested, I have been nicotine free for 2 years thanks to vaping.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Gee, thanks, guys.
So
there's a joke there about what she replaced that with, but we'll just let that.
It was
run.
Jack Daniels, but that's beside the point.
wait, you can vape that?
Oh God.
Dude, have you never been on YouTube?
Have I? No,
We're not going down that hole.
Nope.
But like,
we're gonna leave that one.
just
be.
go on YouTube. It'll educate you.
That's on the bloopers reel.
It's stupid. Don't do it. It's stupid. Don't do it.
Yeah, I feel like that would just make me angry because I'd be like, this is what I'm fucking fighting for. Like, fuck off, guys.
Boodles.
But yeah, anyway, so we're gonna wrap this up in a second here. But once again, I just want to say thank you, current incarnation of the FDA, for not being as stupid as the previous incarnation of the FDA.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming up with some solutions that are at least going in the direction of trying to fault the people that are actually doing the things instead of just blanket like hurting everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this shows well too that advocacy works because like that idea came from advocacy.
Yes, that idea. How much should we talk about?
No, go nuts. I don't care.
All right,
That's
so
fine.
we'll take it to the mid level. That idea that's being discussed by the FDA right now originated in Arizona, was brought up to the national level by a very attractive person who's on the board of both organizations, and got put in the FDA's ear.
Stop lying,
And okay, I'm not attractive, but it happened.
It did happen, and we're all extremely excited about it.
Mhm.
The winds of change. Yay.
Yeah. And you know, we've been saying this since the beginning, but it's actually more true now than it was in the beginning. Like, Arizona advocacy is absolutely changing the face of federal advocacy in more and more ways. And honestly, the main reason for that is because we got our heads out of our asses here and we all work together. You know?
Well, 31 of us do.
Yeah.
But you know what? There's a lot more conversations going on now, not only about local advocacy, but about national advocacy, and paying attention to the things that are being put out publicly for everyone to read and discuss. And I think that's incredibly encouraging, considering where local advocacy was at, well, 4 years ago even.
Oh God, yeah. 4 years ago, before the merger, when we were with NAVB, I mean, we would go down to the Capitol and we would talk to politicians, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, vape. That's that other cigarette thing, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And there really wasn't an understanding, and we've spent, I mean, the better part of 4 years educating the people that we've put in office, and working to get rid of the ones that won't let themselves be educated, and we have a lot better environment down there. I know, like, Dave and Daney and myself all have people that, like, we can just pick up the phone or send a text message and have conversations with our elected officials now, and that's huge progress.
That took a lot of work, by the way.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
Yeah, it really did. So either way, I always want to be cautious when I say celebrate, but as close as we can get to that word is what you should do today.
I mean, we have to enjoy the little wins.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like, if not, we'd all be, I don't know, there's a dark comment there, but it would be bad.
What's the Japanese thing called when you, like, cut your stomach open?
Yeah, harikari?
Harikari.
No. Is that what it is?
I don't think so. I thought it started with a K.
I don't know.
Kari
Whatever it
sounds
is. We'd all be in a lot worse place.
Someone
like, if we
please
didn't-
comment as to what that's called.
Nobody's watching.
Yeah, other person watching, Google that shit for us and leave it as a comment, please.
Cool. So
The one viewer that's not a Logic user versus the viewer that's a Logic user.
That's fair. So either way, thank you again for joining us for another super informative episode of Beyond the Clouds.
On a Friday.
You're supposed to
Oh,
wave.
sorry.
Bye.
Bye.